Hey, what's up, RTJs? You know what time it is. Your boy Jeffrey L. Boney here for another live edition of Real Talk Junkies. RTJs, are you ready? Strap in, man. We're going to have a great show as always. Want to always encourage everybody to go check out forwardtimes.com. Again, that's www.forwardtimes.com. Of course, this is being powered by Black and Forward, sponsored by the Forward Times, as well as check me out and engage with me personally, Jeffrey L. Boney.com. Again, that's jeffreylboney.com. And you know, the book, again, it's on the way. I know you're fiending for it. I know you've been craving it. It's on the way. Don't argue with me by yours truly, Jeffrey L. Boney. But we're about to get right into it. A lot to go into today. I want to definitely, say my prayers with all of those that are still dealing with the after of yesterday morning. Our offices, or we talk about at our houses, at the dinner tables. But the Black barbershop, it's always served as a safe haven to have dialogue and discussions that many Black people don't get to have, quite frankly, with others outside of their family. Going to a Black barbershop can stir up dialogue that can be either controversial or therapeutic, and where opinions and advice are shared by those who frequent the barbershop, along with a little gossip sometimes. All in all, the Black barbershops serve as a mecca for community gathering in the Black community, as well as the Black beauty shops. Many Black barbershops had to shut down and shut their doors for months due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which left a void for many Black people to be able to discuss many of the important topics of the day, especially those impacting the African American community. Located in the heart of Third Ward, where I was raised, Third Ward, Houston, Texas, the ever popular Good Looks Barbershop, known to many as the Top Shop on Scott, has been a staple in the community that embraces community engagement and dialogue on critical issues that impact the African American community. Good Looks Barbershop has been actively engaged in the community and has hosted and even cut the hair of numerous national, regional, and local elected officials and community figures at the barbershop, such as former Congressman and U.S. presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke, State Senator Boris Miles, Democratic Attorney General candidate and attorney Lee Merrick, the Reverend Dr. William A. Lawson, who is pastor emeritus of Willow Avenue Baptist Church, the late political advisor Keith Wade, many, many more, including yours truly. Louis Good, who is the owner of Good Looks Barbershop, also engages students from the schools and universities in the area, such as Jack Yates, Texas Southern, University of Houston, Rice University, as well as just regular citizens from all walks of life who just love to stop into the shop for a cut and or a conversation. Now, as we know, the death of Houstonian George Floyd sparked worldwide protests and attention to the struggle for civil rights, and his violent death at the knee of convicted murderer and former police officer Derek Chauvin was felt most poignantly here in Houston, Texas. As part of Houston and the Third Ward neighborhood community, George Floyd, he grew up in that community and once called home, of the CUNY homes, Third Ward, and Yates High School. Good Looks owner Louis Good decided to launch Good Talks community chats to create community dialogue and attempt to answer at that poignant question that was asked by Reverend Lawson a little over a year ago to that overflow crowd at George Floyd's funeral. He asked, can something good come out of this? Well, Louis Good felt like it was his duty as a stakeholder in the community to answer that question. And so today, I wanted to have him on to talk about, some of the things going on in the community and with us as RTJs about the importance of community engagement, as well as have a barbershop style chat, if you will, about many of the current events and topics affecting the Black community. Joining me today is none other than Louis Good, Good Looks Barbershop in 3rd Ward, Houston, Texas. The top shop on Scott.
Top shop on Scott.
Top shop on Scott. What's good, Louis?
Nothing much, man. Just trying to put hair on the floor and trying to stay productive.
I know that's right, man. Well, I know I caught you, man, on a Wednesday. It's probably one of your busiest times. So I thank you for taking time to join us on Real Talk Junkies on today. So let's talk about, man, the importance of the barbershop, the Black barbershop in our communities, man. You have one of the most prominent ones in the greater Houston area, but more importantly than just being a business owner, which we'll get into business conversation in a minute. Let's talk about the significance of the Black barbershop in our community.
I want to start off by saying thanks everybody, RTJs that prayed for Good Looks Barbershop, and also for the ones that has not prayed for Good Looks Barbershop, start praying for Good Looks Barbershop.
All right.
And also, I think Good Looks Barbershop, man, is an important factor in the Black neighborhood as well as all neighborhoods. So it's very important. And feel free, like I say, to bring all kind of topics our way, because like I say, we're the professionals at this. And so, hey, we're here to serve. We want to serve.
Well, talk about the importance of the Black barbershop experience, man, in the community. I mean, people get an opportunity to come into the barbershop and talk about a myriad of conversations and topics, man. So talk about some of the things that, you hear talked about, people want to talk about, or people want to know when they come into the barbershop.
You'd be amazed, man. People come to the barbershop all walks of life, man. Like I say, one thing about this thing is not too many places that you can really go and kind of let your hair down. Sometimes people come from counseling sessions. I mean, people could be out of work looking for a job, as well as have a job and just want to, bring knowledge to kids. I mean, it's kids are all day coming for knowledge. You'd be amazed, man, on what's on a person's mind. Sometimes in the barbershop, we welcome all that and allow people to kind of be themselves and kind of, serve as like a mentor type of deal. And as well, we receive knowledge from a lot of intellectuals that come to the shop as well. So like I say, we give it out, but we listen as well.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, man, especially with the young people. I saw that recently you posted something on social media where I want to say you donated a laptop to a kid. Tell me about that.
Yeah, what we did was this young kid, man, his mom actually sweep up the shop. And I said, hey, man, that'd be cool. So he came every morning on Saturday, was working. Nice kid, man. So I asked the kid, I said, hey, man, I said, what do you, because I don't pay him that much. So I said, well, what do you want? What's your goal? He said, man, I need a laptop. I said, a laptop? I said, cool. So what I did was I told the kid, I said, listen, I'm going to stop paying you for about a month. And if you work hard, work well, listen to the barbers, we'll supply you with a laptop. So all the barbers got together and we supplied that kid a laptop. And it really made the kid's day. That's just some of the things we do around here, man. You got, each one got to teach one. And that's really how it is.
Yeah, so I know that frequenting a lot of barbershops in my life, I know the importance, man, of having those discussions. You got those that come in who talk about who talk about everything, and you got some that just sit back and listen and absorb some of the conversations that are taking place. And you got some that exaggerate, and some that you get a little bit of everything in the Black barbershop, man. But let's talk about what got you into being a barber, man. Talk to me about it.
Well, man, it was funny, man. And I actually out of high school, I went to the military. I wasn't that, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't that patriotic, I say, but it was funny, man. When I in the 80s, when I came out of high school, wasn't that many barbers, young barbers that I knew even though they had to be young at one time, but as far as my mind at 18, I didn't really see young barbers, so I really never really tackled that profession. So when I got the Marine Corps, I worked like a little odd-end job for about a year, and after that I went to barber school, and I've been cutting ever since. I mean, it's a great job to have, man. Like I said, you meet a lot of people, and it's just you're able to help people, man, and you do it more and more as you get older, man. You realize not even helping somebody, but you actually are, you know. So it's really good, man. It's great.
So, as a business owner in the community, who not only is self-employed yourself, but you also are creating entrepreneurial opportunities for those other barbers that are in your shop, man. So, how meaningful is that to you to know that you're helping to change the lives financially of individuals that working in the shop alongside of you?
One thing, man, and I know I said it earlier, kind of laughing and joking with Jeff, but I'm real serious, man. It's really a blessing, man. I'm gonna say it again. Thank y'all for praying for Good Looks Barbershop, and if you ain't been praying for it, get ready to start, please. But also, I think a barbershop, man, your only good is your staff, man, and it's a good staff of guys work here, man. They come all ages, man, and which is really cool about it is there's some guys here in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, as well as in their 50s. So what the good thing about it is you get to bounce around all kind of ideas, man. You watch these young barbers come in, man, and you watch how the maturation process, how it changes, and how they become, stand-up citizens, man. I mean, you ought to see the barbers. Christopher Williams, we got a guy named DeMarcus Kincaid, Craig Royal, Reggie Watson, and a host of others, man. And you'd be amazed, man, on how those kids, man.
Did you say Randy
like stand-up adults, man? So, I mean, like I say, things happen in the world. I might have to leave and can't work for that day or maybe 2 or 3 days. And those guys, without even saying, hey, man, can you stand in? I mean, it's already understood. We all just automatically take control of the whole environment, man, and they make it work by themselves, man. It's real good. They're all their own bosses, man. So it's good, man.
So did you say Randy Watson, like from Coming to America, is a barber there?
Jimmy Boney?
I said, yeah. I said, did you say Randy Watson from Coming to America is one of the barbers?
It kind of froze, Bone. I didn't hear it, man.
Okay, I said, did you say? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, we're having a little technical challenge.
Sorry about that, bro. I couldn't hear. I'm sorry.
I said, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, sir. Larry.
Okay, I said, did you say Randy Watson from Coming to America is one of your barbers?
No, I didn't say Randy Watson. I'm sorry. I said Rick. Well, that's some barbershop stuff. I probably did for a joke, but no, Reggie Watson. Reggie Watson, man.
I got you, man.
That's a good one.
Hey, no, but for real, going back to the community, the impact that you have in the community. I know me being a client of yours coming into the barbershop, just not only sometimes to just get a cut, but also to have conversation. I know I've seen a myriad of people coming through there of all ages and all backgrounds, socioeconomically and community oriented. So I know that you happen to be located in one of the facilities that is named after someone that actually you've been cutting his hair for years, and he is the pastor emeritus of Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church, none other than the Reverend Dr. William A. Lawson.
Yes, sir.
So can you talk about how you ended up in this particular facility where it's named after him, what that facility is, and what it means to get, I guess, that type of wisdom from someone that you get to spend that type of time with while he's in the barbershop?
Well, it's amazing, man. Like how all walks of people kind of come to you all at one time. Well, a good friend of mine named Matthew Cowell, he's an excellent lawyer out here in Houston, good friend of mine. And I told him I was kind of trying to find a spot to kind of establish within the neighborhood. And he, led me to this place. And I already knew of Reverend Lawson, but I never knew that he had a spot on Scott Street. And so once Reverend Lawson allowed me to get in, man, it's been a blessing, man, to even be working here because they got a facility upstairs, assisted living building right above me, and you got to be 55 and older to live there. And a lot of them come to the shop, man, to bring all kind of knowledge, man. So it's a blessing, man, for anybody to be working on the bottom of an apartment building when you got seniors, man. I think seniors run the whole world. Seniors allow you to get knowledge, and it's just a blessing, man. Also on Wednesdays, we cut the seniors for free. So any senior come down on Wednesday, get a free haircut. So you really can't beat it, man. And you gotta, and one thing about barbering, man, you gotta help people, man. And piggyback more on Reverend Lawson. Reverend Lawson taught me a lot of things in barbershop as far as like giving back. So I try to pattern myself after Reverend Lawson only with the ways that he tell me to cut customers as far as like giving back, you know, kind of helping them out if they need help, things of that nature. Just you know, Reverend Lawson's a great guy. Like I said, it's a blessing for me to be in this location, to be on Scott Street.
So tell me, if you can, one of the most memorable things that you learned from Reverend Lawson that he said to you.
Say it again. Say it again.
Yeah, I said that he shared with you.
Well, one thing he did share with me about was about Martin Luther King. He told me, say that Martin Luther King, you know, reached out to him and came to Houston years ago, and I was like, man. So I look at it on today's term. Houston's the fourth largest city. So this is the fourth largest city we have, man, and you got churches and preachers galore. So you can imagine back in that day, it probably wasn't that many churches, but there was still an abundance of churches. And he said all the pastors didn't stand with him. Only, I think he said maybe seven or nine stood with him. And that's amazing, man, to say that he lived through that and was able to meet Martin Luther King and things of that nature.
Gotcha. So another thing that I noticed, man, you also had posted on social media was about a partnership with Amazon. Tell us about that partnership.
Well, I was able to contact this guy for Amazon. I called Amazon. They sent me somebody over, and I told them that we do a lot for kids. And I was telling about the laptop for the little kids. And I told them I couldn't, you know, afford to give that many out. So we partnered with some schools, Blackshear Middle School. We partnered with Lockhart, and there's 3 others in Third Ward area. And we gave free haircut vouchers and back to school drive to all the kids within Third Ward, which is a remarkable idea, man. I think, and I really give kudos to Amazon for what they did, man, for allowing them to pick Good Looks Barbershop to be their representative in the community, which is good, I think.
All right, so some other things, man. And I mean, I guess what I'm trying to highlight here and have us have a conversation about is the importance of community engagement. You have a lot of businesses that are in the.
I think, man, that barbershops, man. I think the problem is we gotta start using these platforms and what they are, man. You never know. These platforms are here for a reason, man. And barbers, I think we got to bring back Black excellence as barbers and start giving back. We got this platform. You get amazed, little kids, how they look up to you. You don't know they even watching you, man. So you got kids watching you. You got all walks of life, man. And by us being on the pedestal in the barbershop, we got to remember, we got to sometimes watch them and watch how the customers roll, and we can get ideas off them. But there's so many ways that you can learn, man, in a barbershop, man, and the stuff you put out and what they hear, man. I mean, I know it's all fun. It's a great experience. I mean, I tell everybody, man, start patronizing Black barbershops, man. It's unbelievable, man. I mean, you can't beat it with a stick, man, but it's a great opportunity, man, to use your platform to pass on knowledge and to receive knowledge and things of that nature.
So, you know, we're talking today about the importance of community engagement. And the reason that I'm asking you about these partnerships and the things that, you know, you're doing at Good Looks Barbershop, because you have a lot of businesses in our community, Black or otherwise, that, you know, benefit from the Black dollar. You know, they receive our Black dollar, but, you know, they don't give back typically to the community and don't create atmosphere for people, regardless of their age, to come in, to be able to have these healthy, robust discussions about things that are important to the African American community and that matter to us. So that's why I'm asking you about some of the things that you are doing, which I feel like are very unique, especially when it relates to the barbershop. I'm not saying that barbershops across the greater Houston area or across the country aren't doing this. I've seen various highlights of barbershops that are cutting kids' hair if they while they read a book, or offering free haircuts for back to school, or doing some of the things philanthropically that you're doing also. But it's very few and far between. I think that if we had more collective unity amongst the barbershops and beauty shops in our communities, because there are two institutions I feel like in the Black community that are staples in the community where you can coalesce and galvanize people and get people mobilized. That's the Black church, and then the Black barbershops and the Black beauty shops. What are your thoughts on that?
Hey, I agree totally, Boney, man. I'm glad you raised that statement, man. I think it's the Black, you're right, it's the Black church and it's the Black barbershop. And I think since COVID's going on right now, and a lot of the Black churches are not really open right now, which I absolutely understand. But I tell you what, the barbershop is open. And the people like you, Boney, I mean, you raise a lot of social issues and stuff like that. And as far as that Black dollar, people like Artie Jones come to the shop, RT come to the shop, Dwayne Harris, Boris Miles. We got a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of strong minds, a lot of neighbor guys, Carrick, a lot of restaurant owners and stuff like that. And we need to try to capitalize this and really let the Black barbershop be the way it used to be. Cause I remember one time, man, I read a lot, and I found out that at one time, when you came to a new city back in the day, man, you had to find a Black church and you had to find a Black home. I'm sorry, a Black church and you have to find a barbershop. Just simple as that. You gotta find a barbershop. You come to a town, you have to. So I think as barbers, we gotta some kind of way utilize what we have, man. I mean, if it's given away like we do here, we give away free coffee, free internet. So if it's just free coffee and just free internet, at least that person can come in, brainstorm with us and kind of help us. I mean, because I really think, man, that we can, I don't have all the answers, but I wish somebody would come in and give us some answers at the Black barbershop that we can kind of impact. I mean, because we got a great platform, and I feel more politicians. I mean, if you're trying to get elected, you should come here and engage with these barbers. You got to understand, if I cut 5 hairs a day and the other barbers cut 5 hairs a day, that's 25 folks coming there. So out of 25 hairs, that's 25 different minds that can tell they 25 or they 50, and it just spread like wildfire. So that's why I say I don't understand why more politicians don't come to the shop. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of politicians come to the shop. We got, like I say, Royce West come to the shop, Boris Miles, we got Rodney Ellis. A lot of Black lobbyists, they realize that we got Justin Jordan, we got Dallas Jones, we got Trey. I can't think of the last name, so I apologize. But a lot of those guys, they know how powerful the Black barbershop is. I just feel these politicians that not getting represented by those folks I just named, they need to get informed and have it a way that they need to come to be in a barbershop, man. This is where it is, man. Just simple as that, man. And President Biden realized that. That's why he initiated that getting that shots at the shop, the vaccination, because he realized the power of the Black barbershop. And it reigns a lot of power, Jeff.
So I want to come back to that, because I think we're onto something from a conversation standpoint and a path forward. Because I'm all about trying to provide solutions and a path forward that we can actually make an impact and a difference, not just have dialogue and just talk about it. You talked about people coming into the barbershop, and I want to reiterate that I feel like the two most powerful institutions in the Black community that are stable. There are a lot of them, but I'm talking about, I don't think any from a mobilization and a community engagement perspective are more powerful than the Black church and the Black barbershop / Black beauty shop. And so I feel like you had Beto O'Rourke when he was running for United States Senate. when he was running for United States Senate, he was already a congressperson, but he was running for United States Senate. And you talk about the lobbyists and the people who are also, a lot of people just think about the elected officials themselves, but not the staff people that work for them or the people trying to help them get elected. But they made it a point to have Beto O'Rourke, as he was running at the height of his quest to become a United States Senator, to come to Good Looks Barbershop, and he sat in your barber chair and you cut his hair and you had conversations with him about his path forward. And while he was there, you had Reverend Lawson and various other community folks that came in, regular citizens and otherwise, to come and ask questions of him. Tell me why you feel like he came to your shop and what came of that.
Well, I think he actually didn't win. I mean, I think it is I don't know where he didn't win. They kind of sabotaged him, but he didn't win. And I apologize. I hope he didn't win. I hope the Gucci cape didn't make him lose. I mean,
wait a minute. Wait a minute. He had a Gucci cape? Did he have a Gucci cape on?
He had a Gucci cape, man. So any of y'all, if you get a chance, man, y'all Google Beto and put Gucci on there. You're gonna see the infamous Gucci cape that was on Beto. So I hope that didn't make him lose.
So you put the Gucci cape on.
I put the Gucci cape on Beto. I felt like if he came in this black barbershop and wanted to get a cut, I want to get the full experience. No, I didn't want to get the white cape with the black railroad stripes, the traditional. I put the Gucci cape on him.
Yeah, the Gucci cape.
I had the Gucci cape. So I said, Beto, roll over. So, I think it worked pretty well, but I think it's very important that Beto did come to the shop, man. That said a lot, man, and he didn't shy away from questions either. And I think Rev Lawson put it to him, man, and he did a great job as far as holding his own. And he really kind of catapulted, I think, because after that, Lee Merritt came in, and the host other cats, starting to come in. But I think it's good, man. I think I applaud him for giving me a shot to get a haircut in a black barbershop. I mean, I know he don't come here all the time or go to a black shop all the time. I know he doesn't, but allowing us to cut us out there went great.
Yeah, so you also had Congresswoman Tina Jackson Lee in that you did a partnership with her recently, relative. You mentioned COVID-19 and the vaccination, and I know there's a lot of angst in the community. And so, since we're having this barbershop style chat, let's talk about this vaccine. I know that you've been encouraging people and having your shop serve as a catalyst to try to get the information out, get people vaccinated, etc. Did you originally have any hesitancy? Because I know you kind of a conspiracy theorist to a large degree. Did you have any initial hesitancy yourself about getting the vaccine? And if so, what changed your mind?
Well, for a long time, I was hesitant. I really was, man. I was like, hey, what's going on? And what kind of shocked me how they kind of went around till they did the age limit first as far as who can get them, and I was understood. But then it started kind of like a who's who thing or who can get them, and then like I say, I was scared to start. Much I like to talk, I was kind of afraid of all this coughing and sneezing. So I said, well, I went ahead and got it done. I got the Pfizer shot, and then, like I say, it started snowballing down. The other barbers started getting them, and then we started pushing down at the customers that they walked in, and then we restarted the Sheila Jackson Lee's team, and like I say, she came out, and allowed us to do the shots in the shop at the shop.
So tell me about your hesitancy though, and why, and what kind of feedback are you getting from customers about the vaccine?
Well, I was just nervous because it was all new to me. I'm just being honest. I was kind of nervous. So I was kind of waiting. And I thought it was all kind of, I'm a big conspiracy theorist. And I got to realize I got to get it done. I can't bring it on my family. I'm cutting folks all day. And I said, well, I better get it. So once I got it, then I started everybody started talking about the Tuskegee experiment. They started talking about they didn't want to get, they covered by the blood. And
wait a minute, they were? Wait a minute, say that again?
They said they were covered by the blood.
Covered by the blood of who?
The blood of Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. So I didn't hear any Islamic people say that, or Jehovah's Witnesses say that, or Help me out, Bonus, some more.
Mormons?
Huh?
The Mormons?
I didn't hear any Mormons or Church of Latter-day Saints coming in and say they covered by the blood. Only Christians were saying they were covered by the blood of Jesus. That's one good thing that they actually said they were covered by the blood of Jesus. So, but I think a lot of them they covered by the blood of Jesus. I'm thinking they was getting the shot. A lot of people get the shot in line, so they didn't get the shot. I think they got the shot. And I don't believe anybody that hasn't got the shot. It makes me laugh because you in the I'm not gonna say the main black-owned restaurant down the street. I'm gonna say, how can you be? I'm gonna go ahead and jump on Popeyes. How you gonna be in the Popeyes line getting a chicken sandwich with a large order of fries, and you don't know what the government put in that food? You don't even have a clue. You ordering chicken tenders and rice pilaf, and you don't know what's in that rice pilaf.
No, 2-piece Tuesday.
2-piece Tuesday. You buying thick thighs and healthy breasts, and you ain't got a clue what the government put in them. So I feel, you might as well get the shot. I mean, get the vaccination. I mean, it stands for, and a lot of people say it's the government, FDA. Well, it doesn't stand for Federal Drug Administration, FDA. It stands for Food Drug Administration. So if they want to kill black folks, if we talk about black people, they'll kill them with the food. It'll be food they're trying to kill them with. It won't just be with no everyday need stuff. It'll be food. If I want to knock off 35 black folks on a Tuesday, I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna inject all the stuff in the big thighs at Tuesday down there in Popeye.
So you saying that black folks, if they said don't eat no more chicken from Popeye, then they'll probably get the vaccine.
They get the vaccine. If they told them that they can come up short some kind of way, they might lose their left thumb. And see, there's no way that you can eat a thigh without having a left thumb. First of all, when you get a thigh, I'm not talking about the wing, I ain't talking about the drumstick, nor the breast. It's that thigh. In order to bite that thigh without that juice popping in your eye, you gotta have that left thumb to pull that skin off first, and you gotta screw the skin first. So you gotta have a left thumb. There's no way.
So what about
if the government say they'll take your left thumb away unless you get the vaccine, man? They'll be 100% vaccinated before Tuesday, before that 2-piece Tuesday.
And what about the campus special over at Frenchie?
Yeah, I didn't want to say the Frenchie name, Bona. I didn't want to talk about Miss Crusoe. But we don't know what they put in that chicken over there at Frenchie's, man. So about that campus special, if you told them, we talk about the pepper. If you say that pepper was some kind of way not FDA approved, I mean, hey, you can't go to French without getting that pepper.
You gotta have the pepper.
I'm gonna get back on church chicken. All that powder, when you walk into church, they got powder all on the floor. So I mean, so you should. Why would you get vaccinated? If you eat all that powder biscuit, you need to be vaccinated.
What about Timmy Chan?
Timmy Chan, you mean it ain't no way you can walk in Timmy. Matter of fact, I think they tell us that it ain't FDA approved. We just don't hear. You walk in there and say, hey, I want to get the number 5. And I ain't say that. I said I want the number 5. And by me being in the Marine Corps, Bonin, I can speak that language. And what they saying is, this fool want a number 5 that's already not FDA approved that we want. And they say, one more minute, please. I want to get the sub gum. And they really said this fool had for the sub gum. It ain't even sub gum in it stuff.
Oh man. Oh Lord.
You know what I'm saying, Bonnie? So if you eat all that stuff, Bonnie, you might as well get the shot, Bonnie.
You might as well get the vaccine.
Bonnie, you might as well get the vaccine, Bonnie. You might as well, man. You gotta get the vaccine.
So you brought up.
And hold on, Bonnie. And then once we get back to church, for the ones saying they covered by the blood of Jesus, now when it's time for communion at church, they better make sure that one that's handing all them crackers that they vaccinated. There ain't no way that you're gonna be able to sort those crackers and that bread and that Welch's juice.
Is it some churches don't they have wine, real wine?
They got real wine, man, and I ain't gonna go into that.
No, go into it, man. I told you we're having a barbershop style conversation. So
But I'm gonna
don't try
say this, man. I'm gonna
don't
say
try
a
to
good friend of
put it
mine
up
come
on
to the
me, man.
barbershop, man. He said he ain't had a drink in 10 years. And he was down at one of our churches down the street from me, and they had an option of, having the real wine or the Welch's juice. And man, this rascal man, I guess didn't hear it. He grabbed the wrong one, and man, he
Yeah,
got
right.
lightheaded in church. He didn't know if it was the Holy Ghost or it was the special on him. He didn't know if he was gonna fall back. That's real story, man. Real talk about it.
So he
Didn't know if
grabbed
it
the
was the Holy Ghost or the whole liquor.
so he grabbed the wrong choice.
He grabbed the wrong barbershop. I'm sorry, the wrong barbecue chicken nugget thing. The little he grabbed the wrong one. That little small. They got those smalls now.
So Lewis, man, let's get back to again this Tuskegee experiment. A lot of people are even confused about that. They talk about this, use the Tuskegee experiment as a example, not knowing the truth about that has nothing to do with them they weren't injected with syphilis. They were actually denied the vaccine, if you will, to prevent them from getting syphilis. So a lot of people think that this was some sort of an injection or some sort of a mass attack or thing against Black people to inject them with syphilis, but that wasn't the case.
And I'm thinking about what you said, man. You're right. They already had syphilis. They wasn't curing the syphilis. They already had the syphilis. Am I right, Bonnie?
Yeah.
They had already went down to that little Bonnie's parlor down the street and got with that chick and already had it.
Uh-huh.
So they just wasn't. And then I heard they were paying them. So I mean, well, they paying the one for the vaccine now, but a lot of people know about the Tuskegee thing and don't even really know the ins and outs on it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't even say Tuskegee, but I really go. Like I said, I can go with the food, man. That's the whole game is the food. I mean, the food, they want to take you out. If they can take you out with the food, they will take you out with no vaccine.
And you know what's interesting, Lewis? You got a lot of people. You got people who, kids play organized sports.
Exactly.
Who are part of the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts, who are part of these different youth organizations, who go on trips to camps and things of that nature, or who have to go to school. And all of them are required to get certain vaccinations before they actually are able to participate in those activities or go to school. So what are your thoughts on people who have a view of getting their kids vaccinated to participate, to make sure that their kid is the next LeBron James or the next Emmitt Smith or whatnot, but don't want them to get vaccinated? Go ahead.
I agree, man. What get me is a lot of kids get vaccinated. And like I say, Bonnie, a lot of us been vaccinated. I mean, anybody I know that was born from 1967 and earlier, they got the little thing on the shoulder, and you don't know what that is. So the ones that got the star athletes, they vaccinating them, I guarantee you. But the ones that not star athletes, they might be kind of hesitant. But you got to have certain stuff to go to college. I mean, don't college require you get some kind of vaccination, Bonnie? I'm not sure.
Well, there are a lot of different school requirements, depending on the school and whatnot. And like I said, to go to elementary school or various other schools, in order to participate in little league sports or whatever, they require you to have certain vaccinations. And many other parents have never hesitated when it came to that. But now all of a sudden, with this COVID-19 vaccine, there's some hesitance.
I don't understand why, man. Like I say, I think they all should be vaccinated. That's just my opinion on it.
Let's shift to politics real quick. You mentioned politicians earlier. What are your views on politicians and politics?
Wait, say it again, Bo. I didn't hear what you say.
I said we talked about politicians earlier and their need to come to the barbershop. What are your views on politics and politicians?
I'm sorry. It's a barbershop, Bo, and I apologize. I
No, you're good, man. I said, what are your views on politics and politicians?
I still, Bon, I apologize. I still didn't catch you, Bonnie.
All right, I'm gonna try it one more time. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What are your views on politics and politicians? I know you're at your workplace.
On politicians and who?
On politics and politicians.
Oh, I'm big on that, man. You can't get any. I mean, Bonnie, you're a politician. You can't get any kind of bills passed without being a politician. I'm big on that on political stuff, Bonnie. I like it. If I'm asking your question right, but if you about as far as the vaccination, what they doing?
No, I'm just saying, what are your views on politicians
overall? I think the ones I know that the one we kind of rub shoulders with all the barbers and barbers. I think they all did a great job. I mean, people like you, Bonnie, you do a great job in Missouri City. And you got a tremendous job down in Missouri City, Mom. You got Hunters Glen 1 all the way to Hunters Glen 10. So, I mean, you do a great job in Missouri City, Mom. As well as folks like Boris Miles, people like Harold Dutton. I mean, a lot of people, man, they do a great job. I'm big on it, man. Do a great job.
So you just had a lot of the Democrats go to D.C. to try to stop this voting bill from passing, and several of the politicians came back and allowed the Republicans in the House to have a quorum, and a couple of them were African American, and several of them were Hispanics, and they broke quorum to leave to try to prevent the law from passing, and then many of them came back and kind of made it a moot point. What are your thoughts on those that came back?
Well, I tell you what, man, I commend all of them what they did, man, because they didn't have to do it. So I'm glad they put the community first as far as the people that voted for them and put them in the office. I'm glad they walked out the way they did, man, because the stuff they try and do to us, man, with that voting stuff, man, is really horrible, man. And they had the audacity to even try to do it again. A lot of that stuff I thought was already from 1960, so they bringing all that stuff back. It's almost like some Jim Crow stuff, Bonnie, and it shouldn't be tolerated.
So what kind of conversations have been had in the barbershop about that situation?
I think, man, we've been having a lot of conversations, Bonnie. I started with you, the stuff you've been saying in the barbershop, as far as the customers. I mean, we just try to push that vote. I think everybody, the key, Bonnie, we all got to start voting, man. And I'm kind of glad. I hated what happened to George Floyd. I really did, but it's amazing. Some of that stuff kind of helps a little bit and allows people to kind of be aware of a lot of stuff, man. So it makes these young barbers that never even voted first, man. These guys voting, resting the vote, telling their customers. So, hey, it goes back what you said, Bone, about the black barbershop. I mean, if you want to be a politician or some kind of whatever and go by vote, you need to come in there, man, by the barbershop. Ask Jay Brad. Jay Brad in the barbershop all the time hustling the vote. He know where to come.
Exactly. Jay Brad.
So I think the politicians, man, doing a great job. I don't have any problem with none of them, man. You know what I'm saying? And the ones we have a problem with, like Michelle Obama said, stop all that booing, man, and vote. I mean, we got to vote them out. Just simple as that. They here for us, Bonnie. And it's about time they do stuff for us, like how they stormed out the Capitol. I mean, at the Capitol down in Austin, at the Capitol or in Austin. I mean, that says a lot. They put their job on the line. I mean, says a lot. And we got to get Cruz out of there. I think we got to get Cruz out of there. We got to get Cruz out of there. And we got to get that rascal Abbott, man. That rascal there is a danger to society.
Yeah, danger to society.
Dangerous, man. Dangerous, man. From the wheelchair to the break, it's dangerous to society, man.
So Lewis Good with Good Look Barbershop is joining me today here on Real Talk Junkies. Let me ask you this question, man.
Yes, sir.
Because I know you pretty as everybody can see, you're very opinionated and has no shortage of takes on situations. Dick Gregory is one of your biggest mentors.
My guru.
your guru. He's passed away, man. Do you think that there are black leaders that are here in America today that are respected? Because a lot of people, man, are not respecting many of our civil rights leaders and those that are seeking to fight for our rights on a regular basis, man. It seems like there's a disrespect or not a level of respect like we had before. What are your thoughts on that?
I think we need. I think we need right now, man. We need to start having. It need to be a lot of Dick Gregors, man. We need to have. We have enough of them now. I mean, a lot of them doing a good job. I mean, Reverend Carvey does a good job. That guy, they even hired a guy down in Real Avenue that does civil rights stuff. Last name was Odom. I forgot his first name, but his last name is Odom. I mean, some guy like I say, Dwayne Harris comes to the shop with some heavy ideas. Boney, you the same. So it's a lot of Dick Gregors in us, man. We just got to start, I guess, being more boisterous and letting folks know that we are Dick Gregory and we can smell it. See, a lot of times we go all day, man. Like I'm piggybacking Dick Gregory. We can pass by some stuff and we know it smells. But if you become a stink and you can't smell it more, that means you just as filthy as the trash. So I feel a lot of us need to start speaking out when we see stuff that stinks and just go and call it out. I mean, so, and you ain't got to be no politician to do that. You could be a father. A father alone allow you to say, hey, man, you got to stop that. We can't have no guys selling drugs in our neighborhood. And prime example, convenience store. My mother stayed in Third Ward. My mom graduated Jack Yates in 1960. And if y'all don't believe me, you can go to the Forward Times, the top newspaper in time. Matter of fact, everybody should be supporting the Forward Times anyway. That's number one. We shouldn't be waiting for no debt, no George Floyd, or anything or whatever. Everybody should be having the Forward Times in your house like they had the Chronicle and the Post. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Number one. So we shouldn't have those type of things going on before we, start realizing bad stuff happens. Like rap. I'm gonna piggyback Ralph Cooper. Ralph Cooper does a good job on the sports sense. He pushes out a lot of black agendas like that. So Ralph Cooper does a lot of stuff. I mean, it's a host of others, man. Hawkins Owens. Y'all been listening to Hawkins Owens. Hawkins Owens has a lot of knowledge. A lot of knowledge. So it's Stephen Guidry. There's a lot of people out there that's real conscious, man, that doesn't hold a political title. So I just feel, hey, a lot of y'all big newspapers, y'all need to start donating money to the Forward Times. Y'all should be glad the Forward Times out there. But if it ain't for the Forward Times, it ain't nothing. I mean, just simple as that. And the money we spent allowing these chronicles to be profited off the backs of the Forward Times, off the backs of the barbershop, off the back of the small restaurants, because I apologize. We went and voted and did all this voting stuff and allowed us to have civil rights, and now everybody ran the Galleria and these Gallerias. And the funny thing, Bonnie, these Gallerias started to get real roguish, and they started to shoot, and it's not even a happy place to be in. So that means I'm cool with all that, Bonnie. We should have stayed there at Palm Center. Palm Center had everything. We had a Walter Pies in Palm Center. You can go there and get knit shirts. You can go and get ultra suede jackets. There's all kind of stuff right there in the black community that we had, but no, we had to run to the Mireland, to the Walter Pie. Had a Walter Pie right there in Palm Center. You had Caldwell Taylor right down there, right there off by Emancipation Park. We got Mr. Nash. Everybody want to run to the shoe hospital. You can go to Mr. Nash right there on Darling, and he can handle all your shoe needs. One of the dying professions that blacks have is being a shoe cobbler. And so Mr. Nash is a great person. You can go to Mr. Nash. Mr. Nash is a Dick Gregory cat. So back to piggyback of my mom. So if you don't believe my mom, Gavin Yates, you can go to the Forward Times. She's on that wall that Karen had with all the people on there. She was a smart set in 1960 at the Debrecen. But my mama, Donna Radley, can't even go to a convenience store and get a soda after a certain time. So why is that, Bonnie? Why is this neighborhood is the most police neighborhood that we got to offer in any inner city? And I'm trying to figure out why these stores have all these people hanging out there. And I'm not afraid to go buy me a soda or a scratch off. But these older parents, they can't go to the store at night. So my mama ain't had a glass of water or soda at a certain time. She can't go to the store and get it in the neighborhood. So I don't go for it. And I'll pick it back with you, Bonnie. Gentrification, we're allowed to happen. That's cool. But I don't get excited when these white folks move to the neighborhood. If you ask me, I think they tear the neighborhood down. because they got more policing over here and ain't nothing getting solved, and all they worrying about is stray dogs and stray cats. And I'm talking about that neighborhood watch program they got all on the internet. Neighborhood this, man, I ain't about no neighborhood nothing. That's a bunch of mess, a bunch of like Biden said, a bunch of malarkey. I ain't even worried about that stuff, man. So what we got to worry about is go back to policing ourselves. Like I say, Boney, if you go right now to Mile Land, Post, look, all these neighborhoods, man, they ain't got all the folks hanging out around, all these police officers. You go to third world, the cops everywhere, and it's still crime. It's still crime around here. And then they want to complain about the turkey leg cut on Alameda, talking about it's too loud. Well, it's been loud. Ain't nobody worrying about that, man. And as far as these guys like Mayberry, I'm fine with Mayberry with these houses. And at first they said, well, I got a white man down the street moving my neighbor. Man, I don't care about that stuff. I don't care if you're a Mexican or a white, but it's a black neighborhood, man. It's gonna always be a black neighborhood. And they might say, oh, it's been a Jewish neighborhood. Well, I can piggyback about that because we the black man's the original Jew bone, and we the original Jew. So it's still always been a black neighborhood around here. So for them Jewish folks to move out there and go down to my land and Braeswood and run all the way down there to River Oak. We don't care about all that stuff. We stand right in Third Ward, Bonnie. Inner city, Bonnie. Fifth Ward. They even got streets called Sacred Street and Fifth Ward. So these are our neighborhoods, Bonnie. So I don't care about the white man moving around there walking down through no dog. I don't know about no dog. Go to the large parking down at the Shake Community. So that's where you need to go and say, hey, see if that man needs a paper towel. Or matter of fact, Bonnie, we're gonna start this today. Here it is right now, Bonnie. Next time you're gonna get a haircut, Bonnie, we're gonna organize and we need to see if we can take a lot of toilet paper towels to the large parking down the Shake Community Center. We need to start worrying about Shake Community Center and stop saying, oh, they got white folks in neighborhood in Third Ward. Man, I don't care about no white folks being neighbor no Third Ward. And Alameda always been Alameda. It's been prostitution always in Alameda. I don't care about it being on Alameda. Alameda can be loud. Matter of fact, I don't mind Scott Street getting ready to be live because you got Carrick down there at LA Burger. Shout out to Carrick. He's a mega sci-fi with you, Bonnie. And he got the restaurant down there. He's doing a great job. And I want Scott to be just like Alameda. And ain't no black folk complain, only white folk complain. I don't care if they complain about it. If they complain about it, that's them. Get out of here then. Only reason over Third Ward, Bonnie, the only reason they can't afford to move over there in Herman Park, they can't afford to move over there over there in Rice University, Rice Military. Go on over there. That's what we do around here. You go to.
Oh my goodness.
Matter of fact, we like having music on a Sunday. Matter of fact, it's smart. Why should I turn my music in my house? I can turn and save my electricity. Be right with you, sir. Save my electricity and then listen to music playing outside. Remind me of the Congo. Back in the days, black folks, we thrived off music and drums and the white boys been complaining since slavery. Why they beating them drums? Nah, we finna overthrow you like they did in Haiti with Tucson Overture, and that's why these white folks mad over there on the Dallas Street talking about it's too loud, Liz. It's too loud. No, it ain't too loud. We've been doing this. It's very hard, man.
Hey, listen, Louis good.
On their car played saxophone on one leg in Third Ward. So it's a jazz spot, man. And it's a barbershop, Bonnie. It's what we do, Bonnie. You see this elder state behind me, Bonnie. Come to the haircut right here. It's what we do, Bonnie. We talk and we strive, and it's a black barbershop. And as far as all that old gentrification, yeah, we gave it to them, but I don't care. I don't care about it, Bonnie.
I mean, hey, listen, Louis good. Louis good. Thank you, man. Hey, as you all
hold on, Bonnie. So I don't care about gentrification. All these, look how big that house is on the corner of Sophomore and Tier West. I don't care about that, Bonnie, about them big old houses on the side. Build them big old houses over there in Rice University. Keep Third Ward the way it is. My mama over here getting hot tax. We need to worry about these taxes around here and stop worrying about how big that stucco house is on that corner. Everybody worry about that stucco house with them 9-car garages. You can't have no 9 cars anywhere. They done got so fly, they done got these streets talking about you can't park here because they don't want you going to the club. They're going to tow your car and getting all fly. We've been having jams on streets around in Third Ward. Bonnie's always blocking. Matter of fact, you can ask Hawkins Owens. He grew up across the bar. You can ask Hawkins Owens. You can ask all them cats, all my elders. Get you that tell you. You knew what street was narrow. You know what street was big. You know, you can go on Rose Neat, you had a big street. You go down all to get kind of narrow. So you don't worry about that. We've been having They ain't make a plan about the TSU band playing live music every day before a game. I grew up on. So ain't nobody complaining about that, but they complain about Alameda. I don't care about that. If I was laying over there down there, if that turkey leg cut, I'll bang the music even louder. Matter of fact, Al Freedom should stop turning their music. They need to stop being scared, turn their music up. Matter of fact, we all try to organize and buy KCOH, Bonnie, and put
KCOH. I gotta cut you off, dog.
KCOH.
I gotta cut you off, dog. I gotta cut you off.
Bonnie, we need to start putting stickers out. Matter of fact, I'm glad for Karen, Forward Time. Put the stickers outside of Forward Time and have music playing, Karen. Have some other stuff playing, Karen. Big up.
I gotta go.
Forward Time.
I gotta go.
Forward Time. Forward Time. Forward Time.
You done took over the show, man. You done took over the show.
You get a Crocker newspaper and you lick the finger and try to turn the page, you cut your finger. They got like paper over there, Bonnie. See, the Forward Time got soft paper, Bonnie. You can lick your finger and you can slide, read the Forward Time.
Dude, I gotta go.
With a Chronicle, man. We worry about no Chronicle newspaper, man. Everybody Chronicle, you go to Chronicle, you can't find Houston or the Chronicle. You go to Forward Time, Karen gonna say, may I help you? Karen right there with her family. May I help you? May I help you? That was a black folks do. We in the building, Bonnie.
Lewis, we gotta go, man. I appreciate you, man. Hey, listen, this is what you get every day at a black barbershop. You see, we got him going. We had these conversations all the time.
Wrong with us. We don't care if you got no straight hair like Bubba Page or Francis Page. We don't care if you got straight hair. We can cut your straight hair. We can cut your nappy hair. We cut all kind of hair. We can cut your bald hair. We can shave you. We ain't gonna massage you, so you can go in the white barbershop for that. That's how we do around here.
Give them the address real quick.
We take your wild.
Lewis, give them the address. Lewis, give them the address. Give them the address. 20
Scott Street. One of the top shop that Houston has to offer. Top shop on Scott. It's the shop that Boney comes to. It's the shop that Hawkins Owens comes to. It's the shop that Boys Miles comes to. R.T. Jones. All them cats come to this shop. Run with us, Boney get ran over. Joe Boney, run with us. RTJ.
All right.
Big up to
all right, we gotta go. Thank you so much, Lewis Good. Lewis Good joining me today on Real Talk, man. Oh my God. Gotta have him back on. Definitely gotta have him back on. You talk about real talk, you can't get no realer than that. Listen, I'm gonna just get out of here, man. But great conversation with Lewis Good. Good Looks Barbershop doing so many great things in the community. He brought the police chief, Troy Fenner, out there, man, to talk to young people and everything, and to go to the various schools in the neighborhood. So definitely shout out to you, Lewis Good, for all that you do. As we close, I just want to say this. Listen, those who truly know me, Jeffrey L. Boney, I already know that I keep a running list of pet peeves. In other words, I keep this running list of things that truly irk the hell out of me. But one of those pet peeves that I absolutely hate and irks me the most is when people criticize the actions and responses of those who chose to step up to the plate and deal with issues like the ones that Lewis Good was talking about in our own unique and proactive way. While those very same folks provide no realistic solutions, nor do they have a track record of doing anything that moves the needle or resembles results. Take the recent winter storm or Hurricane Nicholas or COVID-19, for example. We heard some of the things that Lewis Good was doing and what other people are doing. But during times like these, people from all races, religions, political affiliations, socioeconomic backgrounds, all of us were affected. And many individuals hit the ground running and working. For many of us, there was no conventional methods that had to be used or standard protocol adhered to. Hell, it was all about survival and safety. Those who wanted to help or who needed help didn't care about who the leader was. They just went to work and led in their own way. There were many who probably didn't even agree with the decisions that some of our leaders made while they were trying to deal with the immediate issues at hand. But they sucked it up and moved forward. Then you have those, and they are in every city, in every situation, who constantly sit on the sidelines and choose to cherry pick every decision that people make and attempt a Monday morning quarterback situation, as if they always know what the best decision should always have been. But here's the thing. They don't make decisions. They don't have any alternative solutions. They're just a bunch of talkers with no evidence of results or progressive action. Why do people constantly criticize and disparage the decisions and efforts of other people who choose to lead, while it's 1,000% clear that their own efforts, if that's what you want to call it, show no evidence of productivity, progression, or results? I get so inspired and motivated by the amazing folks who choose to lead and who give of themselves in the midst of chaos and adversity, especially during times when they choose to serve their neighbors and their fellow man during our greatest times of need. Shout out to anybody who chose to step up and lead in a major way, no matter in what way it was. You the real MVP. Shout out to all of the employees and frontline workers who could have called in, but didn't, and who made the decision to work at their hospitals, grocery stores, gas stations, or who helped provide a service to us at a time when we most needed it, like our first responders. You are the real MVP. I'd like to express my thanks to all of the elected officials who hunkered down and had the tough and arduous responsibility of making tough decisions about what's best for the constituents under their jurisdiction and purview. You too are the real MVPs. See, the thing about leadership is this: you're never going to get 100% of the people to agree with you or support your decisions. So by knowing that you just have to step up and lead and deal with the critique and criticisms later, that's what matters. There's real work to be done in real time. It truly amazes me how some folks can always tell others what they see is wrong, but can never seemingly develop their own strategy to solve the problem or implement things themselves. Who is willing to go beyond just criticizing the decisions and efforts of other people or the things other people are trying to do and turn all of those wonderful ideas and constant critiques into some real life actions that can be implemented in real time? As this is a major pet peeve of mine, like I said, I get sick and tired of the constant critiques of folks who have nothing meaningful to offer, well, except constant critique. Most of these types of individuals remind me of my 5th grade teacher, who was notorious for taking my assignments and I turned into her and taking her red pen and put red marks all over my paper because of the mistakes that she felt I may have made. Honestly, it was never the red marks on my paper that I had the problem with. It was always the fact that she never ever offered me any feedback as to why the assignment I turned in that she marked up with that red pen was wrong, or what I need to do to make it right. Listen, I refuse to dismiss or demean any individual simply because they chose to make a decision or handle a situation differently than I would. Just because things don't make sense to me doesn't mean that the person making the decision isn't making the right decision or isn't being effective. I'm interested in working with anybody who cares about our community and who's willing to roll up their sleeves or come together with their own potential strategies to get things accomplished and help move things forward. I ain't looking for people to co-sign with that are constant complainers, who are sideline reporters or Monday morning quarterbacks. We already have way too many of those. I'm looking to connect with those who are willing to accept the fact that Jeffrey L. Boney won't always make the perfect decision or won't always do everything with perfection, but people who understand that Jeffrey L. Boney and people like me care about their community just as much as you do. And by working collaboratively together, we can help move the needle and make a difference. Now, if you're that type of person, you already know where to find me here every Wednesday at 12 noon Central Standard Time. And that is at Real Talk Junkies Live here on the Facebook and Instagram Forward Time pages. Holla at you guys next week. And remember, don't argue with me.